All right, so over the past 2 days, actually, across the panels, we've been hearing some insights and some thoughts about getting the right commercial talents on property and off property, and there was some great discussion about revenue management. So here I thought I would bring a bit of marketing flavor to that conversation as well. Let's talk about the challenges of talent acquisition now. The marketing talent acquisition is exactly the same as any other function. We live in an industry where people are searching for flexibility, they're looking for work-life balance, and they are also searching for, and actually, competing industries. Sorry, they're not searching for competing industries. The reality is that there is competing industries. So the talent that we used to acquire in the hospitality now as marketeers, these people might be going to luxury, to FMCG, and to any other industry. So the fact is that we have challenges with talent acquisition these days on the marketing front. A great colleague of mine, a person who loves dancing and works at revenue management at IAG, once told me that everyone is very fixated about pricing, but the real war today, and we heard that a couple of hours ago, the war now is about talent. But let's take a step back and talk about growth. Growth as net system size growth from all the hotel chains and all the hotel companies. This is at the heart of every single company nowadays. So the question is, as we grow, and according to STR, there's 240,000 rooms that are set to open in the Middle East, okay? How do we continue with the same model with so many hotels opening? We're talking about thousands of hotel opening. New hotel openings means new talent acquisition on property. This is fairly manageable in some cities like Dubai, where you have the right talent potentially, but how do you manage that in tier 2, tier 3 cities in other markets as well? While we talk about talent, the need for hotels in marketing remains. And Eva did a great job as well on explaining some of the foundational elements of marketing, but this is the bread and butter of what hotels have to do. All right, you need proper content management, social media, paid media, etc., etc. And this is even more important now as competition is growing across the board and more hotels are opening. So, the question now is marketing centralized services the way forward? Revenue management has been doing that for the past 10, 15, 20 years now, so maybe it's time for marketing to think about that. Let's get the challenges out of the way, and I could identify 2 challenges now. The first one is really the marketing perception. How is marketing being perceived on property? How does the hotel leadership think marketing is doing? Marketing is not just about F&B operation support. It's not just about conference and event support. It's not just about PR. Marketing has become a lot more holistic function that requires planning, budget management, digital acumen, etc. The second challenge that we may have with that model is very simple, but very difficult. It's the fact that people are very reluctant to change. We are in a very, let's say, conservative industry where people have been doing the same things for the past few decades, and just bringing a change is very difficult. How do you explain to on-property people and leadership that suddenly you're going to take out these people and centralize them into a different office? Now, let's talk about the advantage of that model. The first main one is about all the efficiencies it will bring. Hotel companies and hotel chains are building and delivering more tools, more processes, more ways of working to better support the hotels and the owners. The reality of that marketing centralized services is that you get people trained on those tools, on those ways of working and processes, and you have better speed to market. When a hotel opens, you can have and plug and play these people to support the hotel from a marketing standpoint. The second advantage, which is actually a very important one, especially for those marketers in the room who are a bit worried now, it's about retaining and growing talents. what is happening to these great talents that we have on property now, these great marketing manager, marketing directors who feel that there's a glass ceiling above them? What's the next step for them? You know, and that model could offer potentially the opportunity for these people to come into a remote centralized team where they could grow, manage more hotels, and be involved into more commercial conversations as well. So this is a big aspect of the model. I only have 1 minute left, so I'll leave you with two other thoughts. The first one is it's not one-fits-all solution. We believe that it could be a hybrid solution as well, where you may have centralized services supporting more foundational marketing and still have the need for some marketing talents on property. And the second thought here is, regardless whether we go into a centralized service or if we continue recruiting talents on property, we need to continue working with the government sector and with tourism as well to get this talent pool, because with the rate, the pace at hotel opening, we need to fill up this team and we need to ensure that we have the right talents. So the key question, I'm going to leave you with this one, is actually, should good marketers still be on property? And wouldn't there be more opportunities for these people as well to come into a more centralized model? I'm happy to continue the conversation, and we can connect on LinkedIn if you want. Thank you very much.